Alright, here we go. So, not long to go. Just getting everything set up here. So, what I'm going to do, actually this is now, is switch over to a video on the Marvel's Avengers channel so we can get the audio right before we actually start it off. So, I've got the Kate Bishop Take a Name trailer. So, we'll do a bit of chat during this and let me know if there's anything I need to actually play around with. We've got a few minutes to go. Getting excited, got the Hawkeye t-shirt on, so I'm all prepped. But let's give this a try. I've lowered the volume a bit, so just want to get it right so you can hear the game to an extent, but also you're watching a live reaction of myself, so you're going to want to be able to hear me as well. So just let me know this now, if the volume needs to go up or down on the game audio, and we'll play around with it. Don't actually know when he comes out. Some people are hoping it would be after this stream, but I think that's a bit of a long shot. It's just on YouTube, Icefire. Good to see you as well here, mate. I think it's just Twitch is a little bit oversaturated when it comes to something like this, where there's a ton of people that just jump on at the same time, whereas this is more for the people that follow me on YouTube. That is my primary audience, and I'm almost kind of neglecting it to an extent. How does the audio sound? Do the levels of that sound right for how I'll be talking? I don't hear the video at all. Oh, feck, don't go saying that to me. Right, let me see. Can you hear the video now? Is that any better? Hopefully we don't have a duplication in the video. We had that yesterday. Let's see. Yeah, I'm hyped big time. As you can see, I've got the t-shirt on and so on. Shaved my beard a bit today, shaved the hair as well. Unfortunately, oh, let's just pause that. I shaved my beard far too much. No audio at all, still. But it sounds good, you can hear it. Whew. That's a relief. Right, okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to jump back here. And then, let me go on to the Marvel's Avengers page. And we're just going to keep refreshing it, but I reckon slightly quiet. I can always put it up a little bit when we start off, but let me see here. So I reckon the way they'll have it set up for the video is that it releases exactly in the time they gave, which is, I think it was 10 AM Pacific time, which would be 6 PM in the UK here. So I had to wolf down my dinner. The audio's duplicated. Right, let me go back to, for a second. Yeah, we're cosplaying Clint to an extent. I don't have the hairline of Clint, unfortunately. I wouldn't mind to have that. Let's see.
Better come back, all right?
I'll try. But
Cheers, dude. Appreciate that. So let me go to here. Turn this up a fraction. How's that going to sound? This would be the audio at the other end. So
I'm not giving up on my friend.
it's just getting that mix between me talking and you guys being able to hear what's actually happening in the trailer as well.
Ooh, okay.
I'm really hoping, and I think this should be like a 20 minute. That's genuinely what the war tables are. So 20 minutes of Hawkeye, and maybe Black Panther as well, and next gen. Could this be it? Could it be turning around a little bit for the game? Much better. Awesome. Perfect. Right, okay.
Great. Let's go get Hawkeye.
So let's jump back again. A little bit of fiddling about to get this done, but we're jumping back. Sounds perfect. Awesome. Still not on that page yet. Just refreshing it. It's 6 o'clock. Let me hit refresh again. Still not there just yet. Fingers crossed this is how they release it. It's not explicitly clear how they were going to do it. Let me actually have a quick look on Twitter and see if there's a tweet went out by them. Nothing just yet. Yeah, imagine they showed their Ronin costume in this war table. How good would that be? Right, okay. So we're just waiting here now for it to go live. As far as I'm aware, it'll go live on their YouTube channel. That's where it went live last time, so I've got that as a browser source all kind of ready to go. Right, let's see, where is it? Still not there yet. They just posted on Twitter. Okay, let me check that out. Probably cancelled it. Right, okay. Right, so it's here. Give me 1 second and I'll get it started up. So it's shown here. Yeah, I know it's not a live stream, it's just an actual video, but they should be posting it on their YouTube page as well. That's the source I've got. Let's see if it shows up there. Video's up. Is the video shown on YouTube for you, Wazen? Or is it just shown on Twitter? It's up on their YouTube channel, right? Okay, let me update that again. I'm not seeing it in their YouTube channel. Has anyone else seen that? Okay. I've got it up on Twitter just now, but if we watch it there, it's not going to be great quality. So it is on YouTube. Let me see. Let me try once again. Failing that, can someone post a link in chat and I'll try using that link? Why is it not updating for me? Is it on like a Crystal Dynamics one, or is it on the official Marvel's Avengers account? Someone hit me up with a link here in chat and I'll see if I can somehow copy it and paste it into the browser. Yeah, I'll try searching as well. Ah, there we go. We got it. Right, we're sorted. So let me click here. 9 minutes it's on for. 9 minutes 16. Everyone ready? Are we ready to go? Let's do it. Here we go. Right, okay. All footage captured in PS5. Get the audio up here. Let me know if I need to turn the audio up in it. Cheers, dude. It should be playing now anyway. Hopefully there's just a delay in chat. Oh, lucky. There he is. Awesome. Well, lucky be in it though. Well, other than that, you see him there, but... Oh, wow. I'm going to be really overexcited for this, so it's not because I'm a shell or anything. Obviously, if you know me, huge Hawkeye fan, so... 9 minutes is a bit on the shorter side, but let's see.
Why'd you smash the reactor?
Turn the sound up a bit, yep.
A lot of people died.
There we go.
World divided.
Whoa, that's nice.
Its heroes.
How's that for audio now?
When evil eclipses hope, the only thing left is to fight back.
Look at 2 screens here, so I don't know which one to look at. There he is.
And it's going to take us all to stop Armageddon.
Oh, that costume. Hopefully we'll see some different ones. There's a nice takedown there. Some hand-to-hand moves rather than just katana with cape. Oh, there's an arrow. Well, obviously it's an arrow. You're going to see lots of arrows, but there's a new one.
Welcome to the end of the world.
How cool was that with Lucky? Went through the rift. Amazing. If
Welcome
Lucky's
back
in
to
a
Marvel's
moat,
Avengers
I'm buying
Roundtable
him.
Deep Dive.
Day one.
You've reassembled Earth's mightiest heroes and defeated MODOK. You've met our first new hero in Season 1, Kate Bishop,
We
as
always
she
do this
uncovered
recap
an
here.
evil
Yeah, should
conspiracy
move the mouse
involving
cursor,
Commander
that's
Nick
better.
Fury and time travel.
Yeah, grapple arrow.
As we noted, all
That's
footage
awesome.
in today's deep dive was captured on the PlayStation 5. We're excited to celebrate the launch of Marvel's Avengers on next-generation systems on March 18th. You'll experience enhanced visuals, higher
March
frame
18th
rates,
for
and
the next
faster
gen.
load times. And there's no additional upgrade cost to current-gen players.
As long as
Today, we'll
Hawkeye's not
deep
dead.
dive into Chapter 2 of Season 1 with Operation Hawkeye, Future Imperfect. Clint's story brings us face-to-face
No
with a
worries, Cloud.
possible future
Here we
where
go.
all hope is lost.
Old man Hawkeye there almost.
If everything you saw is true, the end of the world is far closer than we'd like.
Nice.
In the future, we get attacked by a warrior race called the Kree.
When will this
I
Kree
wonder if we'll
invasion
see
take
any
place,
Kree
Clint?
outside the Kree sentries. A month for next gen, hopefully not a month for Hawkeye. I don't know if I read it right. I think it was just next gen they were talking about, and then we'll get a date after this. Nice drop.
Where's Nick Fury?
Some things never change.
Is that Taskmaster again?
Katie?
Clint?
What?
Never ventured beyond the storm. You coward.
Two
Yeah,
Clint's?
it's not one of those fun.
Is that hinting towards
apocalypses.
playing multiple versions of characters?
Clint!
That's going to be lucky, yeah.
The wastelands of our future Imperfect story are heavily inspired by the Old Man Hawkeye series, especially the Eye for an Eye collection. In the comics,
two
the
Clints.
world's supervillains
Amazing.
organized to eliminate all superheroes,
That has to be
and the world collapsed
kind of
from
suggesting
there.
about multiple
Hawkeye was
versions of
spared
characters,
and
surely.
had to live to watch
Been
it
able
all
to
happen.
do that.
And he ultimately avenges the fallen heroes. In our story, Old Man Hawkeye retired, and when the Kree invasion
pretty
happened,
nice.
he wasn't a part of the fight. He has tried to make up for it for decades, following Commander Nick Fury's trail through the wastelands in hope that he can make things right. Back in the present, young Hawkeye has business to deal with in his Brooklyn apartment, in a part of the story inspired by the comic run, My
Awesome.
Life as a
I'm
Weapon.
going to jump between the two.
Luckily, he'll have
My
the
life
help
as a
of
weapon
a few
and the
friends,
wasteland.
including
And Lucky.
everyone's favorite dog,
Oh
Lucky.
man,
Our heroes will have to muster all their
this
strength to
doesn't get
deal with a
better
new threat,
as a Hawkeye
the supreme leader,
fanboy.
Maestro. After a devastating nuclear war destroys most of Earth, the Hulk is driven insane by the sheer scale of destruction and loss. Absorbing more and more excess radiation from the nuclear fallout, the maddened Hulk adopts a new name,
Awesome.
Maestro,
Here we go.
and decides to rebuild the world in his own image. He takes out every other superhero and villain, finally resting on a throne surrounded by trophies of his defeated enemies.
Black Panther's
Maestro
mask,
first
of course,
appeared
is
in
at
the
the bottom
Incredible
there.
Hulk Future Imperfect
Maestro's
number
throne
1,
there.
which released in December 1992.
Can you pet the dog?
He's
That's
a
what we all
Hulk
want
from
to
an
know, isn't
alternate
it?
future that possesses Bruce Banner's terrifying intelligence and the Hulk's more ferocious personality traits. The Wastelands
I
are
had to
a
search it
possible
on-
future in Hawkeye's Future Imperfect.
Just to search
The
for something on
alien
YouTube to
warrior
find
race
it.
of the Kree invades Earth and leaves behind a barren, uninhabitable desert strewn with the wreckage of giant Kree battleships and sentries among the traces of humanity's last stand. The Wastelands are a new region on the war table, and in addition to Hawkeye Future Imperfect missions, there are villain sectors and other missions that will appear alongside the
There's going to be
Hawkeye
lots of little
operation
teasers in
and
this for watching
afterwards.
it back, going through it frame by frame, which
Clint's
I'll do
bow
later on.
skills are second to none in the Marvel Universe.
There we go.
And we took inspiration from his Ronin period to create his sword abilities, which makes him a powerful melee and ranged hero. We also looked to the comics to draw on the similarities
Ronin.
and differences between Clint and Kate, how each should move and feel.
Shows our Ronin costume. I can't believe we're
Clint's
fighting
quick draw
Taskmaster again, though.
reflexes
There.
intrinsic defense allows him to sidestep enemy attacks and parry with a fast, staggering bow shot. Clint's Deadeye skill allows him to focus his aim on a single target, increasing damage and reaction with razor arrows. Clint's ranged
that's intriguing.
arsenal is second to
Oh,
none with
that
10
costume
different
looks
unique
pretty
arrow
nice.
types. grapple
Wasn't
arrow
sure
lets
about that when I
Clint
seen it
traverse
before,
the
but
environment with ease
no, it's
and is
different, it's
also
nice.
an intrinsic heavy attack, reeling into enemies before slashing them with his sword. His intrinsic attacks include boomerang arrows that seek out targets before returning. Use implosion
okay.
arrows to
So boomerang
cluster
arrows is
enemies
kinda
together
hitting
or
the various
draw them
different
away
enemies.
from
As you would expect
you.
it
Use
to. Was that
tripwire
scatter
shot
shot
to
as well, to
stagger
an
weaker
extent?
enemies and push back larger foes with a spread of projectiles tethered together with energy. Parry enemies with rocket arrows, which attach to targets, sending them airborne.
Nice.
Pulsar arrows attach to surfaces and build up energy before exploding. The more they build up, the bigger the boom. Clint's Assault Heroic uses Nightstorm arrows. Launch into the air and rain down projectiles,
pretty cool.
decimating areas of
It's
the
a bit like
battlefield.
the Avengers
Just
movie,
as
the first one.
important, his Recovery Arrow Support Heroic
Recovery Arrow.
unleashes
That's from
nanobots
Marvel
that
Heroes,
swarm
when you had
nearby
the Recovery
allies
Arrow.
and restore their willpower.
Oh, what?
The Hunter's Arrow Ultimate Heroic is an AI-guided projectile that flits across the battlefield, piercing targets. Once upgraded,
that's
fire 2
pretty
at
nice.
once, add explosive charges, or focus damage on player-targeted foes. Like Kate, Clint
What?
comes with
Oh,
loads
what?
of outfits
Look at the
and emotes.
costumes. Ronan! Oh my god. That was Hawkeye Ultimate as well,
We
wasn't it?
love
And
our
then
fans
Ronan,
and seeing how
Lucky.
you react to our games.
Jesus.
We couldn't do this without the Marvel's Avengers community. And as always, thank you for telling us what you
what,
think
man?
and what you would like to see in the future. Please follow Marvel's Avengers on YouTube for more exciting content.
That's a lot of nice stuff in there.
Make
How
sure
long
you
we got
visit
left?
playavengers.com for our weekly vlog where
Oh,
you
we've
can
only
find
got like a
everything
minute
from
left.
patch notes to tips
I don't
and
think
fun
we're actually going to
content
see
that
anything
you've
about
created.
Black Panther or
Until then,
Wakanda.
we'll see you online and in the game.
So did we get a date? Was the date the 18th of March? I hope it's not. Oh, it is 18th of March? What? Ah. Right, PS5 version as well. But... what? Put it way back there. But waiting a full month? Damn it. That's a fair amount of time to have to wait. But that still looked pretty awesome. What will we do? You want me? Will we play through it again here, or will I go away and do you want me to do a breakdown video for it as soon as I actually can? March the 18th is a bit of a bummer. Everything else though. Let me actually just jump forward a bit. So we had the part with the costumes. The abilities sounded really nice. And then you had, I'm pretty sure it was the Ultimate costume. Let's see if we can see that. And Ronan. Right, let's see. Let's have a quick
Player-targeted
look here.
foes. Like Kate,
That looks awesome. Yeah. Hopefully they're going to get cloning labs and so on done by then. So in a month's time you're going to have all that available at the same time, and it can be like a soft relaunch. I thought maybe they would keep the soft relaunch for Wakanda, but it could work doing it for this. Oh, actually, we'll play it back from the beginning again because we've got a fair amount of people here in case anyone's missed it. Anyone want to actually go back through it again? I'll start playing it again. A month's a fair bit of time, isn't it? It's really disappointing because a lot of people were thinking it would maybe even be out today and so on, which I know was a long shot. Let's have a little look again here. See if we can catch anything actually when we go through it. What we'll do going through it a second time is we'll do little pauses here and then. If I miss anything, then let me know. Obviously we got lucky there, we see a fair bit of him. So much so that I think it might even be more than just an emote. Let's see, there's Lucky again there. Cheers, dude. Let's see if we've got the comic coming up.
Why'd you smash the reactor, Cap? A lot of people died.
World divided.
This is showing you all the stuff for the game.
Outlawed.
Yeah, 1 month does seem a bit much to announce a character, doesn't it?
Eclipses hope. The only thing left is to fight
A lot
back.
in there I like, but definitely another month of
War darkens
Maestro again.
the horizon. us all to stop Armageddon.
Just going to pause it when we see anything new here, so you can see like your hand-to-hand combat there without the katana, so that's pretty nice you've got that. I wonder if there's any other costumes for other characters that dropped in as well.
Welcome to the end of the world.
Yeah, that's definitely an emote, that one, isn't it? Yeah, Black Panther's going to be a fair bit of time
Welcome
this summer
back
or
to
something,
Marvel's
isn't
Avengers
it?
War Table Deep Dive.
Which is a bummer.
You've reassembled Earth's mightiest heroes and
Right, let's
defeated
have a look
MODOK.
here.
You've met our first new hero in Season 1, Kate Bishop, as she
If I
uncovered
miss
an
anything, let
evil
me know and I can
conspiracy
jump
involving
back.
Commander Nick Fury
You
and
can
time
pause it and have a
travel.
look.
As we noted, all footage in today's deep dive was captured on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
We're
we
excited
could really do
to
with
celebrate the launch of Marvel's Avengers on next generation
like,
systems on
the
March
mega level
18th.
threats, couldn't we?
You'll
In the
experience
meantime,
enhanced visuals, higher frame rates, and faster load
maybe there was a
times.
fair amount
And
going
there's
into
no
finishing the
additional
next gen
upgrade cost
version,
to
and
current gen
hopefully once
players.
that's out the way,
Today
things will
we'll
speed
deep
up.
dive
But
into Chapter 2
who
of
knows?
Season 1 with Operation Hawkeye, Future Imperfect.
2022.
Clint's story brings us face to face with a possible
It's an
future
old man
where all hope
Hawkeye
is
costume, we
lost.
see a fair bit of that.
If everything you saw is true, the end of the world is far closer than we'd like.
It was really interesting seeing the two Clints together.
In the future,
What's going on
we
there?
get attacked by a warrior race called the Kree.
I think he did use
When will this Kree
Kate
invasion take
scattershot
place,
arrows,
Clint?
it looked like it.
Oh no.
Clint! Don't die on me.
Yeah. We thought we were heroes, but we died as fools.
Maestro sounds pretty good.
Where's Nick Fury?
There's Fury there. He looks pretty awesome. And that's Monica in the background, isn't it? Old Scientist Supreme. That must be maybe the Kree battle by the looks of it, because you can see like civilization's not been destroyed yet. You can see a jet flying in the background there.
Some things never change.
Taskmaster again. What was that? Some kind of new jet by the looks of it. Let's jump back, see if we can catch it. Okay. Some kind of tachyon jet or something. Maybe that's what they used to actually time travel by the looks of it, potentially.
Who's the murder hobo?
There we go, there's the two of them together. I'm just as excited watching it for the second time.
Adventure beyond the
Two
storm.
perspectives between them, that would make sense.
Coward.
In fact, let's actually go back to that shot because that looks pretty nice there. All the
Coward.
see, there we go. Your different Kree sentries, at least 3 of them, all the jets flying in. And then you can see actually, let's move this here. You can see the mouse cursor, you can actually see Monica there. She's got some kind of shield up that's potentially stopping all them there by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's not one of those fun apocalypses.
Oh my god.
Here, boy! Clint!
Lucky again.
The wastelands of our future Imperfect story are heavily inspired by the Old Man Hawkeye series, especially the Eye for an Eye collection. In the comics, the world's supervillains organized to eliminate all superheroes, and the world collapsed from there. Hawkeye was spared and had to live to watch it all happen, and he ultimately avenges the fallen heroes.
Quite nice
In
how
our
faithful
story,
they've been
Old
to
Man
that
Hawkeye
storyline.
retired.
Just pause this here so you can see it. It's nice looking as well.
And
Yeah,
when
the
the
Kree
Kree
sentries are
invasion
very
happened,
similar to Sentinels,
he
aren't
wasn't
they?
a part of the fight. He has tried to make up for it for decades, following Commander Nick Fury's trail through the wastelands in hope that he can make things right. Back in the present, young Hawkeye has business to deal with in his Brooklyn apartment,
Yeah,
in a
it's pretty
part of the
awesome that they
story
put that
inspired
in.
by the comic run, My
With
Life
him
as a
and Kate.
Weapon. Luckily, he'll have the help of a few friends, including everyone's favorite dog, Lucky. Our
Yeah, I'll pause it quickly for a second. We will be in time, we will fight the Kree, like, it's quite hard to see I've got multiple screens here and it's hard to actually see. I think it's Colonel, it says, it's right in saying the wasteland is after the Kree's essentially destroyed Earth and the Kree's just taken off. So I know, I will admit, I would love to see other enemies to go up against, but that's why it's like that. But in time, I imagine we'll get, and there was actually something leaked on Twitter today. There was a voice line of Miss Marvel. This is going to be a big spoiler, but if you're watching this, it's going to be spoilers and stuff. There was a voice line of Miss Marvel actually talking to Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel's going to happen, and you're going to have the Kree at that point in time. So you will still be fighting the Kree, but just not yet. Campaign replay, no idea. But this is a different costume again, or is it?
Heroes will have to muster all their strength to deal with a new threat.
It's just the one we've
The
seen a
Supreme
fair bit.
Leader,
Again, there's a
Maestro.
Black Panther.
After a devastating
helmet at
nuclear
the
war
bottom.
destroys most of Earth,
Bit of a bummer
the
there was
Hulk
nothing
is
to do with
driven
Wakanda in the
insane
trailer
by
of
the
the film.
sheer scale of destruction and loss.
Exactly.
Absorbing
When Captain
more and
Marvel
more
comes in,
excess
that's when the Kree
radiation from
comes
the
in.
nuclear fallout, the maddened Hulk adopts a new name.
I'm always curious. So each of the characters that Maestro appears to have defeated, there's something lying about for them. So let me move this mouse a second. So you've got like Iron Man's helmet, you've got Miss Marvel's bag. For Thor, you've got Mjolnir, but in the back as well, you've got a red cape, and it just seems strange that they appear to have put two things down for one character. So I'm not actually sure if that red cape's indicating someone else.
Maestro, and decides to
Probably
rebuild
reading
the
into it
world
too
in
much,
his
but it just
own
seems a bit
image.
strange for one
He
character to
takes
get
out
two
every other
references.
superhero and villain, finally resting on a throne surrounded by
Even as the
trophies of
first
his
story arc,
defeated
and the first
enemies.
story arc just, it wasn't intended it would take as long as
Maestro
this
first
for them to
appeared
get
in
it
The
out.
Incredible Hulk Future Imperfect #1, which released in December 1992. He's a Hulk
That's
from
why
an
Abe
alternate
are
future
still
that
here for
possesses
the
Bruce
time being.
Banner's
If
terrifying
they went by their
intelligence
regular schedule,
and
catch
the
me at
Hulk's
sesh,
more ferocious
then
personality traits.
Aim
The
would have been out,
Wastelands are
or
a
we
possible
would have been
future
at
in
this point in
Hawkeye's
time
Future
by around about
Imperfect.
November, whatever.
The
Let's see this here. It's a nice looking arena, that one. Let's play again.
alien warrior race of the Kree invades Earth and leaves behind a barren, uninhabitable desert strewn with the wreckage of giant Kree battleships and sentries among the traces of humanity's last stand. The Wastelands are a new region on the war table, and in addition to Hawkeye Future Imperfect missions, there are villains.
Let's actually see if there's anything here. So you've got, right, okay, so you've got different mission sets. You've got one set in current day you can see, and then you've got your future wasteland ones that are coming up.
Sectors and other missions that
Sometimes
will
they
appear
drop little
alongside
Easter
the
eggs in these areas. So let's see what we've got here. The Ewan funeral. S.H.I.E.L.D. has located a fallen Kree excavation site in the future wastelands. The Avengers are tasked to investigate and extract any information about the Kree and their mechanical giants.
Operation and afterwards. Clint's bow skills are second to none in the Marvel Universe, and we took inspiration from his Ronin period to create his sword abilities,
Clancy
which
Brown.
makes him a powerful
from
melee
Highlander.
and ranged hero. We also looked to the comics to draw on the
Hey Jenny, how's it
similarities
going?
and differences between Clint and Kate, how each should move and feel.
Taskmaster again, that's that
Clint's
massive
quick draw
bomber.
reflexes intrinsic defense
Let's
allows
see.
him to sidestep enemy
Let's just do a
attacks
bait,
and parry
essentially.
with a fast, staggering bow shot.
Nothing
Clint's
that
Deadeye
interesting
skill
there.
allows him to focus his aim on a single target, increasing damage and reaction with razor arrows.
Does that mean you don't
Clint's
miss
ranged
then,
arsenal is
essentially?
second
Look at that costume there. I know it's different, but I like that. As long as we get the classic costume and that's not replaced it, it's different,
none
but
with
it's pretty
10
nice.
different unique
Almost looks
arrow
like a Stark
types.
tech
Grapple
armor,
arrow lets Clint
essentially, for
traverse
them.
the environment with ease and is also an intrinsic
I missed
heavy
that
attack,
first time. Grapple
wheeling
arrows,
into enemies before slashing
reasonability.
them
It's the
with
same
his
as
sword.
Widow, really.
His intrinsic attacks include boomerang arrows that seek out targets before returning. Use implosion arrows to cluster enemies together or draw them away from you.
Okay, implosion, so same as
Use tripwire
Kate
shot
to an
to
extent,
stagger weaker
singularity.
enemies and push back larger foes
not
with
gonna
a
complain about that,
spread
it's a
of
great
projectiles
skill.
tethered together with energy. Parry enemies with rocket arrows, which attach to targets, sending them airborne.
rocket arrows were
Pulsar
actually in Marvel Heroes as well. There's a few things that were
arrows
in it.
attach to surfaces and build up energy before exploding. The more they build up, the bigger the boom. Clint's Assault Heroic uses Nightstorm arrows. Launch into the air and rain down projectiles,
That's pretty awesome. I like that.
decimating areas of the battlefield.
Similar to the
Just as
signature
important,
from Marvel
his
Heroes.
recovery arrow support
A
heroic
move in Marvel
unleashes
Heroes, the
nanobots
recovery
that
arrow.
swarm nearby
I got really
allies
excited
and
when I seen this
restore
first
their
time.
willpower. The Hunter's Arrow Ultimate Heroic is an AI-guided projectile that flits across
That
the
one looks pretty
battlefield,
nice.
piercing
Gonna be good for
targets.
taking out trash, but
Once
not really
upgraded,
for
fire 2 at once,
single
add explosive
targets.
charges, or focus damage on player-targeted foes. Like Kate,
Okay, so this costume here. That's the ultimate costume, isn't it? Where it's like a version of it, by the looks of it.
Clint comes with loads
Ooh, there we go. It's like a slight version of the classic one. I think I missed that first time. Looks pretty
of
nice.
outfits and emotes.
And then there's Ronan. Mask looks a little bit odd, but it's Ronan. Good for your melee builds.
We love our fans and seeing how you react to our game. We couldn't do this without the
we're just
Marvel's
about
Avengers
done again,
community.
aren't
And as always, thank you for telling us what you think and what you would like to see in the future. Please follow Marvel's Avengers on YouTube for more exciting content.
Okay,
Make sure
us.
you visit playavengers.com for our weekly blog where you can find everything from patch notes to tips and fun.
Yeah, I'll pause that there. Right, so that was good. I might, we've still got quite a few people here, so I might actually, I was going to play the game a bit because I've not played it in about 2 months, but I'm starting to get back into it. And I've been enjoying kind of trying to get some new builds on the go. I was building up the Hulk, so I might actually even play about with him a little bit. I could do that, or I could do a breakdown of the war table we just had there. So what would people rather see? You want me to continue here and play around in the game for a bit? Or would you rather I go away and I do a breakdown? Have a little drink just now. Been talking solid for 35 minutes in excitement there. I was Scarlet Witch, I never know, like, is she technically an X-Men character or an Avengers character? It's actually not that clear. Right. Yeah, gear rework, we need big time. I'm always talking about that. Let me play around with me as well, eh? Seems a bit silly to stop streaming. We've got people here. Hey Diamond, good to see you, mate. I think it was your friend Philip that was in the stream last night, chatting away to him. I don't know when Spider-Man's going to come out, if Clint's going to be bloody March. Let's see. There we go. I'm very much gearing up Hulk, I'll just say that in advance. So don't go expecting any expert gameplay here or anything like that. We're just going through the hives trying to get some gear. I'm looking for a Valor build for Hulk.
Access that terminal.
Go. So the build I'm going for, I didn't take them out. Did I? I did. How did I not get many orbs back there? Get any orbs? I got none. It's a bit odd. Use Bone Shaker here so I can't get staggered while I'm opening this door. I think a red cape has to be something, because it just does seem a bit strange for them to put 2 things for 4. So last night when I was streaming, when I grabbed 2 characters there, last night when I was streaming, we managed to strike and grab 2 fire adaptoids, which was really fun. Right. It's open, isn't it? No, it's not. Data aside then, what did everyone think of that there? They were massively biased. I'm not going to hide that fact when it comes to Hawkeye. Was strange to not see anything for Black Panther, that was definitely disappointing. Maybe there's something hidden in there, but I'm pretty sure we didn't miss it. Doctor Strange's cape, yep. Maybe even Vision, he would have a cape of that colour as well, wouldn't he? Let me check something very quickly, because when I used, just a moment ago, I used the Thunderclap, I didn't get Heroic Orbs. That's strange, just must have been bad luck there.
Head to the location on your HUD.
we'll play through this. I think it takes between about half an hour and an hour. You actually get through it pretty quick as Hulk. But we'll do that, and then after that I'll even jump off and I'll do a breakdown of the video. Yeah, it was a real bummer we didn't see anything to do with Wakanda at all, because when we had Kate, it obviously showed you what was coming next. It showed you a fair bit of Hawkeye. And I really think at the moment people need to see something. Like, we've known about Hawkeye for months, people need to see something we've not really known about, and Black Panther still hasn't officially 100% been confirmed anywhere, 99.9%, but you've got that fact it's not 100% official just yet. I really hope Ultimate Alliance 3 is released cross-platform for selfish reasons, for the fact that everyone will start looking for guides for it. And I've got a ton of beginner's guides for all the characters with about 20,000 views in each of them. Suddenly, that was, if ever went cross-platform that game all of a sudden, see the revenue spike through the roof, it would be nice, with no extra work. Don't know if it'll ever happen, but a lot better as well. The Switch just really struggled with it. I think at times like the frame rate went down to almost single digits, whereas on PC it could be proper 4K, it could be 60 frames, and it could feel a whole lot better. Been in Zoom since the start. What have I missed? The bad news first was the fact that it's going to be March the 18th for Hawkeye, which is crazy, another month. Absolutely insane it's that long. That will drop with the next game patch as well, which I suppose is a positive there. A full month, we've seen some awesome costumes. You've got your regular Hawkeye costumes, your Old Man Hawkeye, Ultimate Hawkeye, kind of a version of almost like a Stark Tech costume. Let's just jump up here. I'm not concentrating too much on how I'm playing, just because I'm chatting, but you've got like a Stark Tech costume by the looks of it. And we also had... Oh, we had Ronin. How could I forget that one? I'm really hoping they do drop before March. They need to sort... Supposedly it's issues to do with matchmaking, they need to sort them. There can't be another full month or nothing. Then that would be, what? 3 months essentially? 3.5 months with very little getting added. I've got a decent amount of resolve on them. I think a lot of people nowadays, they go on Reddit and they see all these builds where you can one-shot Abomination and stuff like that, but those builds have like 0 resolve and 0 resilience, whereas if you're playing somebody like Hulk, you're going to have to, let's see, you're going to need some health on him. Let's see what I'm sitting at actually. So we're sitting at, I'm just doing the hives, it's actually just solo at the moment. Resolve is 17,000. I'm actually sitting at for him, and also what else have I got that helps out? There is a particular skill, I might not be able to find it. Let's see. Yeah, this is actually really nice. Increases defensive strength by 15% while rage is active, so 15% damage reduction when holding down your right trigger, and you can get really high uptime on rage. So for a single perk, it's actually really good. Just jump past these. I don't know, if you're a Hawkeye fan it's enough to bring people back, but other than that, I don't think so. I'm hoping before Hawkeye actually comes out, or just when he comes out, they release some news to do with Black Panther and Wakanda. I think we really need that. We could get as well, with Hawkeye potentially, before he comes out or shortly afterwards, hopefully we'll get these Omega level threats actually coming out. And that'll give us something to do in new gear to actually aim for in the short term until we get to gear 2.0. But I know as much as I'm kind of back into the game at the moment, I was not building up a few characters with some Valor builds like Hulk and Thor won't keep me busy for a month. So overkill, but go for it. So I'll probably be putting down the game for a little bit as well. I'll keep doing videos, but like I done over Christmas time when there was not much to cover, let's play our games. There are games out there, don't you've got other games, then go play them if there's not much doing one of the games you're playing. They have mentioned for quite some time they're looking into Hulk and Cap traversal updates, so we'll see when that happens. So careful here. They have mentioned that X-Men are on the table, so and so are Fantastic Four. They're part of the license they've got, that they could use them. But it would be something, I think it would be silly to bring in X-Men now, when you've still got a ton of great Avengers characters you can bring in. You've got Doctor Strange, you've got Wanda, you've got Vision, you've got War Machine, you've got all those characters. Wait until, let's say the game lasts that long, wait a few years down the line, and then bring out an X-Men expansion or bring out a Guardians of the Galaxy expansion and completely revitalise the game with a ton of new characters in it. There's been no point. They've been called Marvel's Avengers and already as getting X-Men characters. Someone, no, so for a second someone was stuck in the scenery there, as still happens.
All power cores destroyed. Well done.
Seems there's a decent amount to unpack in that video, but again, I think the two downsides really were the date and the lack of anything Wakanda-wise. But other than that, if you're a Hawkeye fan, that was fun.
Yeah, that felt wrong when I said it. I'm experimenting with nicknames.
I did get really excited at certain points.
At the location on your part.
There have been rumours about a
These
particular
enemies must be
X-Men
defeated.
character potentially featuring in the Wakandan expansion. I could say who it is and what the rumour is if there's anyone in chat that would object to hearing it. It's a rumour, it could be wrong. If there's anyone in chat that would object to it, then say something now and then I won't mention it. Otherwise I'll give it a minute and then I'll see what it is. I think this was potentially maybe data mined maybe. X-Men versus Avengers, they could do that to introduce the Avengers, introduce X-Men initially. That would be quite awesome actually. Like someone's typed it anyway. Rumour was no one's typed to say they object by the looks of it. For that matter. Nobody's typed anything. It was, I think the rumour was supposedly that she would be, this happened with the comics I believe, that she would be married to Black Panther. That would be absolutely huge. Because a lot of people, they probably have no idea if X-Men can come to this game at all. So let's just say you drop your Black Panther expansion, which is going to get people pretty hyped. And at the same time as that, you throw in an X-Men character. Get people really excited about the game, something it needs. Pretty sure she would have visited Wakanda because I'm certain in the comics she'd be married to Black Panther.
The enemy is defeated.
PvP could be fun down the line, but they need to nail the PvP aspect first, and especially the loot. That's something they really need to get right. Sit back and relax a bit now actually. Still sitting forward as if I was watching the video from earlier.
AIM has a set of turbines powering one of their emergency generators. Disable them.
It's running on floor 4 or 14.
You need to access the terminal and reach the turbine.
We'll go for a bit longer until people start to drop out, and then at that point I will
Destroy the
go through the table, the video we had earlier on the war table, and I'll break it down. Costumes we've seen and abilities we've seen and so on. Yeah, it's one of these things I've mentioned about it before, and it's like, if this is the fastest they can do content and every character is going to be 3-4 months, then I don't think the game's got much of a chance of keeping people interested. But if what they're doing is trying to get all the ducks in a row, so to speak, and getting the content all laid out so it's just ready to go. So they've made up for the delays, and then the content's just going to be once a month, whatever, you have a big piece come out. If they're trying to get to that point, then awesome, you're sorted, you're back on track. But it's hard to know. But having content drops the size of cake and so on every 3 months, it's not enough to keep people interested. Maybe if the look was better, it would make it as bad, but so we can only hope. I'm working on a ton of other stuff in the background, and as I say, getting it all lined up. Hulk's a great character if you're ever streaming, or if you're playing it, maybe watching Netflix in the background. You just don't have to concentrate with him at all, as long as you've got a little bit of resolve on him. I'm probably going to do it now that I've said that, but let's see. I think we're running behind now, aren't we? Almost. Oh, no, definitely, Jake. Yep, if this was the fastest pace they can go at, and if piece of content is going to be this level of delay, then it's just not going to keep people interested at all, is it? Like I say, I'm just hoping that they're trying to get their ducks in a row. Say it again, so I think that's the best analogy I've got for it, and just get everything really set and ready and start rolling it out. It does make sense if you've got a game that's got a terrible launch. What you're best to do is go away for 6 months, be a bit on the quiet side, get everything fixed, people forget about your game, and then come back with an awesome expansion and get everyone interested again, as opposed to releasing stuff really often but it being subpar and trying to keep them interested and it's just not happening. Free to play is an option as well, definitely. Getting it on Game Pass could be pretty big for it, but again, you need to get Year 2.0 and so on in the game first. There's no point making it free to play or putting it on Game Pass at the moment when there's still a lot of work that needs to be done in it. War Table's done, mate. We've watched it twice. Just check our channel, it's up there. I'm going to do a video breaking it down later on if anyone is interested. But it's done, so we're just playing away for a bit because we had a fair amount of people watching. Scarlet Witch and Vision haven't been confirmed or anything like that. We've seen Scarlet Witch's name and like a list of various different names that come up, but that's it, it's just singly a name. Game volume's too high, load it down, let's see. I think it's down at 2 as well. It's up at 3. Let me bump it down to 2 and see how that is. It's a bit fiddly how you have to do that. At the moment it runs awesome, and PS5 load times are a lot quicker, it's a lot smoother. I showed you the PS5 version as well, which looked shiny. I'll need to kind of watch the trailer again in full screen to see as much of a difference, but it should look kind of similar to the PC version, which looks absolutely great. Had it on PC in the beta, I'd pre-ordered it in both and then I cancelled it on PC when they announced the Spider-Man deal.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
Yeah, there's in the data mine there's certain parts that had more information. I actually had access to the first data mine that they pulled down because there was so much in it. And I had access to that full one, and it had like ability names for She-Hulk and stuff like that. I had ability names for Winter Soldier as well. Just take this out. But characters like Scarlet Witch and so on, there was just nothing in that data mine about them at all, other than a single reference to their name.
Well done. That's what member has been neutralized. Another enemy defeated.
Spider-Man's going to come out, they confirmed that recently. You've got the contractual obligations they have. But also in a stream, Phil did say, he did. In a stream, Phil had kind of said, yeah, Spider-Man will still be happening.
I'm kind of disappointed it's over.
I don't think there was ever a chance it wasn't going to happen, no matter how bad the game done. If Sony had paid them a ton of money for it and they put on the box art of the game, Spider-Man coming to it, you'd be looking at some major lawsuits there. So Spider-Man will happen. Actually, no news there on cross-platform. We didn't actually have news on anything else, really, did we? When I think about it, the only news was Hawkeye and the next-gen version. Would have been nice to hear something on cross-platform as well, which we really need.
Interact with the object ahead of you.
So I'll need to try and find a few other games to play then if we've got a full month until Hawkeye. That's just too long.
Aim units found your location. They must be defeated.
Yeah, no, definitely. Agree 100% Tricks, man. Because everyone was thinking, like with Kate and so on, the way they announced Undone the War Table, it means that Hawkeye would be out soon, but I don't know, maybe they're just trying to they're obviously very far behind and they're wanting to give people something, announcing it a month in advance. Hey Paolo, how's it going? Yeah, a month to wait is majorly disappointing. I didn't actually catch it the first time round we were watching it. I thought that was just the next gen version. I really do think they should have saved, just get Clint out as quickly as they can, and then for the next gen version make that the Wakanda expansion. I think they should have done the two of them together. Drop Spidey at the same time as that as well, actually, so that way when Spidey does come out, there are console bases have got something to do. Yeah, looking at it, like, I think there's obviously a lot of things that have went wrong management wise in the game, but COVID is going to be a big factor. It's not the only factor, because there's a lot of decisions you look at which are really odd, but with COVID being one of the factors, hopefully with this vaccine rollout people can get back into office and content can get made a lot quicker. But it's still not going to fix the other issues, because there are other issues that clearly outside of COVID with some of the design decisions that have been made. I was actually, with the fact the game is going to be quiet, I'll ask this now because I've got a captive audience here at the moment. Did anyone watch anything for Outriders? Which is a kind of like a fantasy version of the Division, almost, in a kind of post-apocalyptic world where you get various different abilities, because I'm actually quite intrigued by that and I was thinking of doing some videos on it, maybe even streaming it. What I've seen about it looks absolutely awesome. Really good. They've been really transparent in the videos they've put out about it. It's going to have cross-play. It's like a 4-player multiplayer game, and the vast majority of things that this game has done wrong, Outriders looks to be doing right. So I'm thinking about that, because as mentioned, if it's a month to Hawkeye, it's going to be pretty quiet on the channel trying to find content.
Aim resistance is certainly increasing.
If you've not checked out any videos for Outriders, definitely do it. Yeah, it's a Square Enix game, don't let that put you off. It looks really good. I've watched a lot of videos on it, and like I said, the thing that really impressed me was the transparency. Like, they've done a video for the PC version, and they've ran over all the different graphical settings that will be in the PC version, and they've actually showed you, like, this is what the game will look like on medium, this is what it'll look like on high. People know what they're going into, they're actually expecting. Yeah, and is it next week? Was it round about, is it the 25th or something like that, I think? So I know we've got the demo for Outriders where your progress carries over, I believe, and the demo's open until the game comes out. It does come out on April 1st, which is a little bit worrying. But I'm strongly considering doing some content for that. Yeah, we have been burned so many times, Dana, haven't we? Outriders does look good, but we've been burned a ton of times. So Outriders, Jonathan, is a kind of, think of the Division merged with Borderlands almost. That's probably the best description for it. That's coming out relatively soon. It's going to have cross-save, it's going to have cross-platform, you name it. Let me see if I can grab 2 fire adaptoids here like I done yesterday, because that was a heap of fun. Right, so we apply pin here. Right, destroy him as he's shrunk. No, not done it yet. Check out some video on it, it does look really impressive, and as I say, that one of the big things that really impressed me with it is the transparency of the developers. They've been really upfront about so many different systems in the game and how to play and difficulties and loot and classes and settings, and it's really, that's how you should market a game. Everything I've seen up to this point they've done right. And it's one of the games as well, I think it's kind of flying under the radar a little bit. Nothing that looks like it could be a good fun game to stream, maybe even if I don't do a lot of guide based content on it. Yeah, what's looking on here? I might stop once we get to the floor 10 because this is actually taking longer than I thought to get through. I quite wanted to go in and get a breakdown video done in the war table there. Hawkeye, you're not going to want to hear this, Darren. Hawkeye and the next gen patch will be available on March 18th, so over a month to go. What they showed looked awesome. If you're a Hawkeye fan, there was some amazing costumes. The Ronin costume was in there, Lucky looks to be in there, Old Man Hawkeye, an almost Stark type version of his armour, but March the 18th, beyond disappointing.
That'd be expensive. And I'm break it.
Make suit for Hulk, so not the Hulk Buster.
An elite AIM team is close by and on alert. Updating your HUD.
I'm playing a bit of Hulk at the moment because everyone's been doing their Valor builds for so long and I've kind of ignored them, but I'm looking to maybe get a Valor Hulk and Valor 4 on the go for a bit of fun. Ronin costume looked nice. I need to see how the mask bit looks on it. I think it looked a little bit odd, but I'd really need to see it again to make my mind up for sure. Yeah, another month is massively rough, isn't it? They didn't mention really anything else. There was no Wakanda or anything like that. Oh, there we go. Managed to pick up one of these big, huge frames, whatever they're called. I can't even remember. An exo. It did look great. I think the only downside is that two downsides: lack of anything else really. Like, we'll talk about cross-player Wakanda and the date, but other than that, it looked really nice. The story. I love the fact that it's going to be two different storylines almost in the present day, and then in the wasteland as well. Your saves do carry over. I moved from PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, and the save carried over, and it'll be the same once the official patch comes out for PlayStation 5 as well. Pizza Dog did in fact, or did indeed look awesome, yeah. I would back up your save if you can before the PlayStation 5 patch comes out in case anything goes wrong. So I wouldn't put it past that happening, but it's good to back up your save every so often anyway, because the saves aren't held server side, so which is really silly. I wish they just made the game always online. Apologies to anyone that doesn't have good internet access, but it means it stops a lot of these hacks that are happening, and I think what you gain by making it always online is more than you lose. Like, once the once your raids and so on come out, you know you're going to have people that play offline that can hack the game, and they're going to change stuff and go in and one-shot raids and so on. So, and it also means if your console gets bricked, you don't lose all your progress. Imagine you play the game for 3 years, your console gets bricked, you've not backed up your saves to the cloud, and that's it. You've lost everything. I really need to get Jarvis barrier on Hulk to stop him being stunned, and I'm trying to do that now. Or I can use Bone Shaker, I just don't have it up that often at the moment. Yeah, I'd say with 99.9% certainty Black Panther will be next. There's a lot that's been data mined for him. So the raid that will involve Claw, and the fact that in the lore it talks about AIM basically use Vibranium to time travel. So at the moment I believe they got some kind of AIM got some kind of deal with Wakanda. So that's nice to change that a little bit, how that looks. Didn't used to look like that when you used to throw. It's maybe a bit better. Yeah, but in the lore it talks about how AIM is currently, it has deals with Wakanda for getting Vibranium, but Wakanda are being a bit reluctant to give them more. So that's what's going to happen. You're going to have AIM go to war with Wakanda essentially to steal Vibranium, I'm pretty sure. That was overkill there, but I went for it. We'll still support the PlayStation 4 version of the game. That's one of the issues as well. I kind of prefer the game was next gen only. I know we'd have to wait a fair amount of time on it, but when you've got the next gen versions, they're going to have the Xbox One version, they're going to have the PlayStation 4 version, they're going to have the Xbox Series X, or whatever it's called. I kind of lose track of the Xbox names. You're going to have them, you're going to have the PlayStation 5 version, you're going to have the PC version, and you're going to have the Stadia version, which is 6 versions of the game that they're working on, if they never drop support for last gen. Which seems a bit much. Ah, there we go, somebody's stuck in the scenery. Yes, this bug is back. Let's see. Can we do anything to get him? Where is he? I don't think we can do anything with this character. That's annoying. Like, let's restart from checkpoint. It's crazy they just can't seem to get rid of this particular bug. Yeah, I've not really seen it in any other games, but for some reason they just can't seem to get rid of it in this one. And the last patch notes specifically mentioned it again, about reducing instances of it. But I did notice they said they reduced instances, not that they fixed it. So yeah, obviously not reduced enough. Can see a few messages about it, so you'll definitely, if you're playing on PS4, you'll definitely be able to use your save on PS5 as well. You're not going to have to start over. I like that new aiming for Hulk. That's better than what we had before. You had the big huge box before. It wasn't clear where you were actually aiming. Let's see if this same bug happens again here. does always seem to be this level for some reason when I think about it. This particular stage. If that's the case, just remove it from the rotation. You can't figure out what's causing it. Beat this stage, I'll stop it there for now so I can go and do a breakdown of the video. There was a fair amount in it, not as much as I would have liked, but there was enough. There we go, managed to do it this time anyway. Let me jump from the left. Yeah, you need certain, depending on the character. I had that happen the other day on Iron Man and I just used the arc field, and because it's a big huge kind of radius that's on it, I was able to defeat the enemy. Right, but what I'll do is I'm going to wind it up there, because it was just a stream for the War Table, and go do a breakdown of that trailer. So I'll see you all again pretty soon. By and large I will be streaming on Twitch rather than here, so give me a follow on Twitch. It's just Tony Big Gaming. So yeah, this was fun, and I'll catch you all again sooner rather than later. There'll be a video coming later tonight, a breakdown, so catch you all later.
I've updated your HUD. AIM is trying to remove me from their systems.